Speak to James Dorsey, Adjunct Senior Fellow at the Rajaratnam School of International Studies. Pleasure to have you with us, James. Thank you so much for your time. Benjamin Netanyahu says this is his way of concluding the war. It's a bit of an ambitious way of going about it.
Adnan, pleasure to be with you. Indeed, it is. I think what we're seeing is a recipe for further disaster. What the Israelis will have a choice once they move into Gaza City. That's either take responsibility for access to humanitarian aid, rebuilding totally destroyed infrastructure, or they will have to push the Palestinian population of Gaza City out of the areas that they are taking control of. Moreover, they're not going to be, their hope that the Arab Peace Force would come in and a civilian administration, I think, is pie in the sky. The obvious candidate for a Palestinian or for an administration would be the Palestine Authority, something that Israel and Netanyahu reject. The Arab peacekeeping, no other Palestinian is going to be willing to run the risk of being seen as a collaborator by participating in an Israeli-dominated civilian administration. On the other hand, no Arab state is likely to want to be involved in Gaza in any form or fashion beyond humanitarian aid, as long as it is not linked to a solution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the creation of an independent Palestinian state.
Why do you think Donald Trump is so silent and almost certainly already having been aware of what Benjamin Netanyahu's plan was? Why is he continuing to back Israel, having recognized its authority over the occupied Golan Heights, having moved the American embassy to Jerusalem? These decisions that go against international norms while Israel is breaking international law. What does it say about Donald Trump, the president?
Well, first of all, I think we've seen two sides of Donald Trump. We've seen the backing of Israel with all the incidents and examples that you just mentioned. But we've also seen, certainly in the second term of Trump, we've seen him breaking on a number of issues, whether that's Iran negotiations, whether that's a ceasefire with the Houthis, whether that's direct contact with Hamas. What we've also seen is that the Middle East alongside Ukraine is indeed, as your correspondent in Washington mentioned, the one area where he has not been successful. Iran nuclear negotiations are stalled. Gaza ceasefire negotiations are stalled. Hezbollah is not willing to disarm in Lebanon. So as a result of that, you've seen Trump basically retreat, at least temporarily, from the desire to solve Middle Eastern problems and to focus on the issue of starvation. Now, whatever one thinks of how he thinks he's going to be able to resolve the starvation issue, that's his focus. And so that's why I think you're seeing him basically taking a hands-off approach and saying it's up to Israel to do what it wants.
James, what do you make of Israel's plan, also backed, it seems, by Donald Trump, to basically rid Gaza of every single one of its Palestinian residents? Do you see it as realistic that more than 2 million people would be able to live in neighboring countries? Would those Arab nations take them in, considering what it would mean reputationally for them?
I think the risk for countries like Egypt and Jordan is not just reputational, it's real. Jordan is a country in which at least half, if not 60% of the population is of Palestinian origin. It doesn't want another 2 million Palestinians, on top of which Jordan's fear is that depopulation would not be restricted to Gaza, but would also be applied to the West Bank in due course. It's hard to see that many other nations would be willing to take a large number of Palestinian refugees. You already have protests in France against against French policy to accept a number of Palestinians. There have already been incidents that have created problems in France itself. So this is really a plan that is pie in the sky. that is unrealistic, and if anything, is going to create only bigger problems rather than resolve issues.
James Dorsey, thank you very much indeed.
Adnan, it's always a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for having me.